Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Only my thing didn't show up. Let's try that again. There you are, you're very, very welcome. I have had some technical problems tonight. Half an hour late, but we are up and running. My tech support that got me working had a problem with this Steam client. The tech support, I tried everything. I did everything. Chat GPT. I asked that. It went, here's how you fix it. Done. Oh, it's been so stressful. But we're up and we're running. And we've got a beauty, the top performing map of the moment as of Saturday. Don't know if it still is, but it's going to be a good one because there's a couple of big names involved in this one. A couple of very big names. So, what have we got? Let's have a little look. See, it's Panama City by Funchenstein and Mr. Miyagi. You probably heard of at least one of those two. So, what have we got? Going to be a fairly light map. There's 3 trees to subscribe to. That's all. Hello. The map currently requires you to use the unlock progression so you can access highways. It won't let me update. I wonder if that's anything to do. The small patch updating UGS file may have broken the connection to this map, so I cannot update the map. Ooh, that's painful. Very, very painful. Well, hopefully you can find a way of fixing it. So anyway, it currently requires you to unlock progression so you have access to highways to build highway entrances in the start square. All right, we'll have a look. Maybe worth uploading a Panama City 2 fixed or something like that. Maybe. Panama City, I can't pronounce this, but anyway, yeah, La Ciudad, is that right? The Panama, it's the capital of the country of Panama and the gateway to the Panama Canal, which is also shown on the map. Funchenstein, who is a great creator in her own rights, has done a stellar job at creating a beautiful natural environment and infrastructure for us all to build on. The terrain, overlay and water management is by Mr. Miyagi. I always give credit to the top listed creator, the person who hosts it, but in this case we also going to give a shout. This is similar to when we had Eggsy and Karina. Eggsy would have got the credit, Mr. Miyagi gets the credit. It's on their account, because sometimes you get a map and it has 6 or 7 people and it's hard for me. I can't credit everybody. Some of them might have been playtesters, so yeah, I always focus on the person at the top. And we'll mention Funchenstein, even though clearly they've done a stellar job, because Mr. Miyagi says so, it's got to be true. Okay, 1-to-1 real-life scale, matching the overlay is available, thank you. 4 highway connections, 2 rail, they do not exist in real life, but added for gameplay. That's very good reason to add them. Thank you. Coming through my living room. 4 air connections, 4 shipping. Have they got shipping? Have they really got? Have they really got shipping? I don't think they have any ships in that canal. Yeah, it's like the flat Earth theory. I reckon this is just a hoax, so you can get taxpayers' dollars. Only 3 trees are required. Hello, Poplar Ponderosa. Saw this one in the workshop, haven't well, we'll have a little look. That's what we're here to do. We seem to have it in Spanish as well, which is nice, or part of it in Spanish. If we'd like to treat Mr. Miyagi to a hot cocoa or a book of maps. If you're sending him a book of maps, I want a book of maps as well, please. Thank you. And plenty of comments. Currently, we have 1,879 subscribers. Not surprising. Mr. Miyagi is one of the most loved creators on the workshop, and if not necessarily they're an excellent creator, but you're not going to see Sidai style or Anapu style work from them. It's a lot more simple normally with Mr. Miyagi. Not more simple. Let's face it. As long as you've got a working map that looks good, and the screenshots, why wouldn't it be? Hey, why wouldn't it be? So, I suppose we go back to. Oh, we've still got that. Let's get rid of that. My bad. So, yes, canal is purely recreational. Yes, it's all it is. It's just for drawing water from. That's all it is. So, networking. Ooh, this is pretty slick. Where's the start square exactly? Let's have a little look at that. Start square is here. Now, I'm a little confident. Let me get my fingers on the right keys. Now, in that description, to unlock access, yes, of course. Is at the moment, let's say we want to start building here. I'll start a simulation now. If we want to start building here, you're going to want highway ramps, but of course they don't lock immediately. Unlock immediately either, even. But you can connect with a dirt track just straight into the highway. So it's playable. It's just not necessarily optimal. Maybe. So I don't actually have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with that at all. Okay, let me pull the camera back and we'll have a look at all the info screens as we normally do. I even have the this area open in Google Earth, so we might even go and have a look at Google Earth in a minute. Who have we got there? Hi, 200-pound gorilla. Oh, welcome. Very, very welcome. Right, what was we doing? Oh, that was it. I was going to info screens. So first of all, terrain heights. I'm getting all these pop-ups now as well, which I never used to get. Since the update, it's been a lot of fun. It's been not a lot of fun. Fairly flat, as you'd expect. A few slightly hilly areas to work around. Resources are, I mean, we've got field painting. Within the 25 tiles is not the most heavy duty resource map, but it's playable. I have no issues, but it is mostly field painting with offshore oil. If you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, thanks for that pop-up again. Well, it's pretty. It's almost like, and I know this isn't the map of Panama, but the bold, clean lines that we've got here, it wouldn't surprise an average person if the map of Panama was hidden in the fishing map. I'll say the average person, I mean somebody who doesn't know what the map of Panama looks like, which I guess is the average person. I guess they'd suspect it's not salmon, yellow and purple. What was that? Maroon? I'm not very good with colours. Regulars will know. Shipping routes. Now, I'm hoping there's some strong shipping routes going through the canal. Let's have a look. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. So we've got a dead end going to here. That's fine. We've got a... Ooh, this is interesting. We've got a dead end here coming through the canal. And we've got a dead end. Well, no, we haven't got a dead end. We've got a start end here, which... So we've got one through route. So this route here will produce us steady shipping traffic. This is a bit tight. Are we definitely... Oh, hang on, if we've got simulation running. Have we definitely got enough width there? I mean, I'm sure this is Miyagi and Funchenstein. This concerns me even more. That, I mean, that can't be wide enough. Surely. So yeah, so we've got ships that will spawn here, come all the way through the canal here. If nothing else, if we don't get any naturally spawning ships, which we should on the main canal run, we will do some building and force some spawning, because I am curious about that. It's only minor technical stuff, because basically what will happen with the ships, we're coming down here again, yeah, so if it is slightly too narrow, they'll still scrape along. They might bounce a little bit along, but they'll still find their way. Liking the pretend locks. Is this, hang on, no, is this the locks? Well, yeah, fake locks, isn't it? Because we're going to have ships coming through here. That's a very neat attempt at doing something clean and workable. Right, but we are going to want some shipping. Is this bridge high enough for vanilla? I think so. I think so. In fact, I know so. That's interesting. That is going to be very interesting. We'll save that to the end. I'm going to force some shipping to come through if none appear. I think we'll do a little bit of building down at the start square. Put a harbour in. We'll put a harbour in, but not connect it to the highway system, and then see what comes down this way. I think that is the strategy. Right, but anyway, ignoring all the water not all the water technicalities. We've got one more water technicality to check. Water in the start square. Thank you. Plenty of strong water flow. Forget that. Forget looking at that. How did I even suspect for 1 second that a Miyagi map wouldn't have strong water flow in the start square? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll follow. I think we'll start up here, because we can investigate all the main intersections. We come into here, we'll have a look at this one. We'll take a left. We'll have a look at the parkload. We'll take a right. We'll come down to this swooshy thing. And then we'll take a left and go down to Start Square Trumpet. Hi, Parker. Okay, we'll do that. But we're definitely going to do some building on this map for part of the review, because I have my suspicions. I do have my suspicions, and I'm not going to let them go. Okay, we have got, I see, a little bit. Oh, I should have mentioned the vanilla tropical theme, and realistic by Reaper Lut. Okay, plus the 3 tree subscriptions. Got a little bit of terrain ziggy-zaggy. Hi, 1968. Yeah, a little bit of ziggy-zaggies with the terrain just being clipped here. Could have a little bit of smoothing if people were that bothered about it. Again, the overall feel of the map feels about right. We're not going to moan too much because we are nice people. Well, you are. What's the question there? Why am I looking for strong water flow in the start square for Finland? There are people that like in the base game don't have any of the DLCs and basically like to pump and draw. Don't like water towers. I'm not a big water tower fan personally. I like to draw from a strong river and then pump out my sewage into the strong river to take it away. Just having that knowledge. Sometimes though you might find that there is water flow in the start square that's not very strong, so you'd be entirely reliant on water towers. It's valid. I think it's more valid than looking for wind. I see a lot of people using the wind, what's the word? The wind map on their workshop, and I'm thinking, yeah, but every map has got wind. Yeah, you can access some wind from somewhere on pretty much any map. It's a rare map that hasn't, but there's surprisingly wide varieties of maps that don't have strong water flow in the start square, which again, it could be preference. We'll have a look at that tree in a moment, and these trees in a moment. Again, This is a map that kind of feels like a vanilla style play. So in terms of anarchy, which is what we have going on, if we have some trees on the road, they won't show through, or if you have anarchy, you can set them not to show through. I just show them because it's just nice to know what's hidden underneath the roads. There shouldn't be anything under the roads, but where we do, again, that's just my settings that allow me to show what's hidden during the review process. You can unhide them at your pleasure. Right, so who've we got there? Oh, I see a new AB's here. AB's in the house. Hi. Have they fixed the left-hand traffic bug yet for buses? Don't know. Didn't know we had a bug. Not yet. I have on the back burner. In fact, it's not so much a back burner anymore. It's in the middle burner. I've actually set up the logo for the show. A new show coming soon. Planning for it to be weekly, and I'm planning it for it to be. We'll have a weekly guest, and we'll talk about all things Skylines and all things Cities Skylines 2, and then any news. Because this is the thing, I do the occasional service update. If there's a problem with a mod, if the game's going to be broken, all that sort of stuff, I will do a service update. And quite often I'll forget to update the update. So when Network Extensions 2 got fixed, I know I did an upload saying don't use Network Extensions 2. Well, you can now. But I never made a covering video to say you may now use it. I've mentioned it in this show, but not actually in a separate standalone show. So anyway, let's head up to here. So doing a weekly show, a weekly discussion and news show, I think would be beneficial, because then we can look at the latest actual news, and we'll head down this way. Yeah, you can look at the latest actual news and give advice, and yeah, be just once a week, sort of podcast style, a little bit like Skylines Talk, my old show Skylines Talk, but less podcasty, with maybe some actual graphics to look at, maybe. Yeah, that is on its way. The show has a name. The show has a name. This is your start square intersection. I've got a pretty strong idea when what's going to go out. I know what time it's going to go out. I don't know what day it's going to go out exactly, but we'll head towards that. And do you know what? We've already had a look at the start square. We'll come back and have another look at the start square in a minute. But then we got a big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. Now this bridge is going over some sort of river. I have no idea what this river might be. I'm just jesting. Anyway, anybody who's arriving here late, we are going to be doing some building on this review for reasons that you've missed. We'll cover again as we get to the end of the review. Something I need to check, and I occasionally do this. In the old edited show, you'd be surprised the amount of times I do a bit of building here or there just to be sure that something works, or to prove something doesn't work. I'm just checking for shipping. No, still no ships. Still no ships. So anyway, Start Square. Start Square doesn't have an actual intersection. It has an intersection, but nothing with highway ramps. But you can connect your dirt tracks onto this. But highway ramps, yeah, that would be preferable. So Mr. Miyagi knows that there is a problem. Unfortunately, he cannot fix the problem because of an update problem, which is actually not far different from the problem that I had a few minutes ago before why I was late with tonight's show. I was having the trouble with an update, trying to actually get the map to download. And so it was ChatGPT that had the answers for me. Anyway, lovely little pre-cut harbour area there. Excuse me a second. What have we got here? Any news? Hang on a second. Oh, got a bit of what's it in my eye. Right. Oh, it's fixed. Thanks, Leighton, for the info there. Really good. Yeah, the show sounds interesting. Yeah, I think it'll be one of the most useful shows I do on the channel if I can get it up and running and have it running well. It's one thing having a show, another thing doing it well. I think the end of the first week in November will be the release date. Could be about them. Any news of the collaborative? Is it still on? Yes, but I'm putting it back a bit further. I'll talk about that in a moment once I've caught up on the chat. Oh, you've got your square plant. Yes, yeah. I'll talk about that in a moment. We are supposed to be reviewing a map here. Let's have a just checking out. So good standard rock work along the edges here, and this is something, beware if you're using vanilla rocks along a water edge, they can have a little bit of a glitching property with water, for example like here. Now it can sort itself out in time if you let the simulation run long enough. It only needs to glitch in once, and then it can stick. But at the moment, we have the old jelly effect there. So yeah, a little bit of water glitching going on there. Tiny. What guests? Currently, just one. I'm not mentioning any names just yet. What I'm thinking, instead of whereas before I was constantly trying to find new and interesting guests, so I want to have returning guests. So maybe 3 or 4 regulars. So people aren't. Let's say John Smith is my guest, and I'm like, oh, you're doing every single week. Well, John Smith might get bored. You might get bored of John Smith. So what we're going to do is, I think we'll just find a few regulars, cycle them, and maybe they'll have specialist subjects. So maybe one will be more up on the news and all the technical stuff. Somebody might be more into detailing, and somebody else might be more into mechanics or whatever. So I'm thinking, yeah, to have 3 or 4 regulars, maybe an occasional one-off irregular person, an irregular person. But yeah, Skylines talk. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but yeah, there were some that didn't get many views at all that maybe should have done. I'm thinking, yeah, what? I know the fresh popcorn one went mental, but I got very lucky that Fresh came on the show. Really, the Biffle one I thought would have had more views, given how well loved he is. Good old Biff. Yeah, right. So I'm going to throw the camera back up here for a second. Now I'm not certain this is going to work. It wants to work. If I do, this worked in pre-processing. If I go to that, then go to here. There we go. We are in Google Earth. And Panama City is, there we go. This is, there we go. What we're looking at. There's the big old bridge. A big old bridge. Well, we haven't got 3D bridge, but big old bridge there. We got what was those pre-cut harbours here? There we go. Pre-cut harbours that we saw. Intersection shapes. There's that looping one with an airport right next to it. We recognise this with the locks, the steps, 1, 2, 3. So all the bits and pieces are in there, and then don't remember what other intersections we were looking at. I think they can't have been that far out. I don't know. But anyway, yes. Oh. It's not that one. It's not that one. Right. So anyway, that I would say is a pretty fair representation. Go back to the map. Isn't she lovely? Oh yes, she's always been lovely. Right, let's have a little look at some of the tree painting. I haven't looked at the rail yet either, so we'll have a look at the rail in a moment. Field painting, again it's resource painting, giving us the different colours. It feels very nice actually, it feels very warm. Regulars will know I'm not a big fan of tropical maps, but this it just feels warm. It doesn't feel tropical, it feels warm to me, to my untrained eye. We've got a little river going on here. Hang on, you know me and rivers. I'm not going to let that one go. So yeah, a little stream. Where's it going? Down and around. Do we have... I think that is just the texture painting. I think that looks a bit odd, but given where we are on the map, so close to the edge, it probably doesn't matter so much. There are a few little areas that feel like, especially also if you have a look at the river line here, just feels a little bit underworked. But it's not always about having the finished thing with everything perfect. Because if this is all perfect, what are you going to do? You know? Oh, you want to come and actually work on the map and have some fun with the map. And you're going to change the map anyway as you're building it to your own preferences. What's this? This map reminds me of another one on the workshop. That is really helpful. Thanks 68 for sharing that with us. Do you know what? I agree. It does remind me of a map on the workshop. It really does. Sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you, but I am laughing at you. The rail. Let's follow the rail. And then we're going to get very close to actually doing a test build. Just a small build. I just want to force some ships. A bit underworked. Yeah, it's a bit underworked. But it's not always about spending 50 hours making a map absolutely perfect, or 100 hours making a map absolutely perfect, or 200 hours. Sometimes it's just about providing a very lush, buildable, fun experience. And I always find that Miyagi maps give you that. Always. And shout out, of course, to Funchenstein. Going into a tunnel. Oh, hello. We have no problems with the tunnel. Well, other than the trees growing out the concrete. Some troubles with the... Some. And then the rail comes in here. It's going to get busy. Get busy with the fizzy. Everybody's favourite factory. A little bit of catenary chaos. Just a little bit. Catenaries on the lines. Catenaries very much on the lines. If that bothers you. In real life, of course, that would not happen in Panama. As covered in the description. Panama doesn't have any rail. This is here for gameplay purposes only. Trunk line, clearly. So that's not really something that's going to worry too many people. And again, there we go. Fish and chips. I'm laughing at me. Just realised how stupid that was. Bless you. Oh, it's not stupid. No, you're quite right. Anyway, right. We've done all of that. I think we've seen everything. apart from a ship. So I need to force some ships. Let's just check this shipping route out again. I want to make sure I build this in the right area. So here, if we get a harbour in this area here, so it connects with this, then that will head on up here, and I am very concerned about how close that is to that. So we're going to do that. We are going to do that. And am I going to unlock everything, or am I just going to buy? We'll buy that tile. There we go. Okay. So I can't remember how to do this. It's bad. I never build, and I'm getting all the pop-ups since the update. I never build. Right, okay, let's do a little. That's all we're going to need. We are going to need a harbour. Let's biofuel. Harbour. Harbour. That connects. Yep, that connects nicely. Let go, please. We will now connect this. Really beautiful bit of Biffab style building here. Beautiful. We are going to give it some power. There we go. That's all it's going to need, isn't it? Actually, it probably needs to connect him. We are going to need a little bit of that. And some water. We're going to need some water. Not water's going to be an absolute emergency. We'll pop you. And we're going to pop you. Can we get power? Oh, come on. There we go. Put power to all of those. And I'm not sure if I have the mod up, so I'm going to connect everything anyway. Come on. I missed it. Bloody hell. How did I miss that? Down here. Connect that. Up to here. Up to there. And you're going to want power as well, aren't you? Of course you're going to want power. We'll do that. Via a really ugly power line. Right. So that should now, in theory, get rid of that. That's going to spawn some low density residential. We've got a harbour here for people to come in. No way to connect to the highways. We have power. We have water. And lane mathematics. Yes. Yes. Do you know what? I think we're okay. And the ship has to come from up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed the simulation up. And as soon as we see ship spawn, as soon as we see a ship spawn, I'm going right up to the top of that top of the canal, and we'll follow it. Come on, you know you want to. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't drop the tea in the harbour. No, I think that's because we're on the west coast, and I believe that harbour was on the east coast and a little bit further north. Can we possibly have? Slow the simulation down a second, because I don't want to miss. Everything good here? Yes. Harbour is working. Let me get rid of that second. Harbour operating normally. So that's good. Ah! Oh, hello. There we are. let's slow the simulation down again. So yes, we have got, as I expected, a little bit of harbour mounting. Park this over here, go into that mode there. But it's going to be even worse on the way back, I think. Very nearly sinks. Very, very nearly sinks. But anyway, our ships are going to make their way down here. We could set up a harbour to force, because this is narrow as well. This here is narrow, and I'm pretty sure we'll be scraping here as well. Very narrow. But if I set up a harbour here and those ships come from the top, or I can set up a harbour here and those ships come from over there. Whichever way I go, it could fail. With this, we were guaranteed to see. Let's just check to make sure this bridge is high enough. I know it is, but we'll check anyway. Let me go back into game speed. We mush that along. 4 ships. Yeah, very, very high. Very happy with that. Now, we'll let these ships do their routing. Ooh, hang on. We've got a random spawn. This is perfect. This is perfect. We can see the ship go in the opposite direction. This is amazing. Evergreen 2. Again, I think that's the wrong big canal, but I'm with you. I know what you're talking about. And we're even forgetting here that the ships are going to have to mount this. But at the end of the day, we are talking about a fake set of locks. And I'm going to suspend disbelief on the locks. We do, however, have... This is now going at regular speed. Here he goes. Scrapety. Ooh, it doesn't. Mind you, it's slightly narrower than the cruiser. So I imagine the cruiser might have bigger problems. Anything else coming? No, we're going to follow our ships back because it's going to be worse. We'll do that. Speeding up. Whee! We've got some crime issues in our small town. Shouldn't be. I mean, it's not like... Yeah, the whole town is full of burglars. Oh boy, the ships are going to go salmon style. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. And we'll follow these back. And we're looking at... It was this point here, I think, wasn't it? Let's slow this down again. I'll just do an idiot check, make sure we are at the right point. Because I know me. Yeah, it's this point here. Might be. I'm pretty sure it will force its way through this. But it wouldn't surprise me if it just didn't want to play at all. Okay, let's bring these up. And we'll check this out. Okay. Back to speed 1. And okay, let's see what happens. What's the best angle? This angle? Yeah. Okay. So it's hitting it literally bosh in the side there. Is it gonna make it? It's got, yeah, it's got enough wheels in the water. It's got enough wheels in the water that it's just about riding it. It's freestyling. Grinding its way. Oh, I give you 8 for artistic impression. And we'll look at that from behind as well. So I would say, let me just do a little, take a screenshot there. There we go. So yeah, we've got a minor gribble. Minor gribbles. What have we got? Nope. Nope. Good answer. Right. Seen a lot here. There's a lot going on. Let's talk about the good stuff. The highway layout is, it's not necessarily optimal, but it is true to life. So we can't grumble that. Can't grumble that at all. The big old bridge, beautiful. Intersections, beautiful. Field painting, tree work, beautiful. The bits of vanilla detailing, a little bit glitchy here and there, along with the top of these rocks. For example, we saw a little bit inland. We saw a few trees under the roads here and there. We leaving this running? Yeah, we'll just leave this running. I don't care enough. I'll delete that before I get the screenshot. I've got the screenshot. What am I talking about? Ignore that. I'm not going to delete it. I'm just going to delete the save. Really interesting idea for doing the entry to the Panama Canal. This looks really good. I'm loving the shaping and the ideal of that. Really drags me into want to build here. I really want to build here. The addition of the rail, good idea. Really good idea. And I love that it's here, near to the where you're probably going to want your harbours. So yeah, not where we put the harbour obviously, but I like that idea. That's all good. The little pre-built harbours here as well are very neat, until I've stuck sewage in them. Oh man. And let me just go and have a, I'm going back into Google Earth. I'm going to leave you here, no point. And we do have that elevated section does exist. So yep. Right, I've seen enough. I have seen enough. I think we'll sit the camera. I'm not going to get it. Am I going to get everything in this shot? How about if I look down the canal? Like that. There we go. That gives us a pretty decent view, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to rate this thing. I'm going to have to rate this thing. Aesthetically. I like this. I'm drawn to it. And the reason why I'm drawn to it is because of the aesthetics. Being a tropical map that I like, that takes something. Maybe it's because it's like tropical in a temperate manner. I would say that would be true. It's not like a subtropical Filipino style a map. I'm trying to do Papua New Guinea, anything like that. It is subtropical, but it's pleasing. I'm going to go 4 stars. I'm going to go lower end of 4 stars because I'm first to accept that this isn't mind blowing, but it's the aesthetics that are really drawing me into this. I really like it a lot. So low 4. Detailing. There's a lot of fine work on here, and there's a lot of niggly stuff. A lot of like we've got a few trees under the roads. What else did we have? We had something that was niggly, and of course the lack of, mind you, that will come under gameplay. Ignore that. The lack we'll go back to later. This is a tough one. There's enough here to be 4 stars, but there's a lot of niggly stuff that say this is not a 4-star map. And I know I'm going to be doing something very similar with the gameplay score in a minute. So I don't want to downgrade both of them. Which is more important to me here? Do you know what? I'm going to give low 4, bottom end, as low as you can get, 4 stars for detailing. There's a lot of good work on here. There is a lot of good work on here. So I'm going to go for the bottom end of 4 stars. And then with gameplay, that's where I'm going to bring this down into high 3. Reason why the high 3 is there's just enough stuff in here to, I don't know, don't challenge you, but to break the immersion. There's words, to break the immersion. So in terms of, as Mr. Miyagi accepts, no highway ramps. That was an oversight, but they can't update it. So that breaks immersion a little bit from the off. We've got the shipping issues with both the main canals that are just slightly too narrow. That's going to break the immersion. It works fine. You're going to have a really good game on it, but it just breaks the immersion. And then some of the detailing, the glitchiness of some of the edging work and some of the aesthetic work, just the glitchiness will break the immersion a little bit as well. So because of the breaking of the immersion, I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to go for a high 3. Had the detailing been a little bit worse, I may have been tempted to go into 4 stars for gameplay, but I don't want to punish it on both, because the thing is, this is a good map. This is a good map, but it's, yeah, I didn't want this to be a 4-3-3. It doesn't feel like it does the map justice. But a 4-4-3 or 4-3-4, I think that's probably fairer. I can't give the seal of approval because of the massive oversight on the shipping and the canals. It works. It just needs to be, again, I understand though that because it's a 1-to-1 scale, you can't get your ships through there, but you can get your ships through there. I think the shipping would probably be one direction at a time anyway, or is one of these canals downstream or one's upstream? I'm guessing. In fact, that would make sense. I suspect the ships on the right hand canal that we're looking at, where are we here, I suspect that's out and this is in. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So yeah, but of course you can't do that with Cities Skylines. You can't. It's not possible. So I think there's that. But with the inclusion of the rail line coming in here, which doesn't exist, breaking the rule there, which adds to gameplay. I'm going to give them that. Does add to gameplay. I would have been okay with the canals being slightly wider, breaking from the 1-to-1. I think we'll go with that. So yes, tough one to grade that one, because it is a good map. It's better than 10 stars, which is what I think I would normally give it. But yeah, it's better than 10. So I'm squeeze the 11th star out of the detailing, because there's a lot of strong work on here, but a lot of glitchy little bits too. And that is Panama City by Funchenstein and Mr. Miyagi by Mr. Miyagi. And Funchenstein. Don't tell him I said that. Yeah, I'm going to be sending a screenshot of the shipping in the canal to Mr. Miyagi. I'm sure he'll have a good old chuckle with me. Maybe I might ask him if he wants to be a returning guest on the new show when I get that one up and running. To answer the previous question on the collaboration, I'm holding back on that at the moment, because at the moment I've got the double big task of the 10. Get my head right, brain's not working here. The complete guide to map making. There you go. I'm thinking it's 10-parter. Yeah, 10-parter. That's proving to be quite intensive. So we're doing that. Plus I'm recording flyovers, not so intensive, of the top 100 maps. So that's a big thing as well. Plus, I'd rather get this new show up now, get it up and running, for reasons that will become obvious. The thought process with the collaboration is when the top 100 maps of all time comes to an end, which will be in 19 weeks, so in the summer, assuming Cities Skylines 2 isn't out, I won't want to be doing a new series of What's Map or anything like that with the new game coming very shortly. So that will be the time. Probably going to re-record my pre-recorded show that's ready to go now. But yeah, I just don't see that I'm going to have the time to run that. Talking with 80 other people. So yeah. But there's nothing to stop you doing some pre-builds, so that when I launch this, you can go, ah, well, I pre-built something and I'm going to just drop it in using a move it export or import. Yeah, there's nothing to stop you doing that. But yeah, for me for now, I've got to get this complete guide to map making done. I have to. There's a lot of work going into it, and I don't want it stopping. Yeah, let's say Skylines comes out next week. I will stop it because I'm going to focus 100% on Skylines 2 for the channel's sake. So yeah, I need to get this out and done. And yeah, it can only happen if I concentrate on it. Right, anyway, I think we're good. Pretty sure we're good. I'm going to disappear. Now for the faithful, there will be another one in about 40 minutes, probably, which will be a BonBonBingo by Lylanthris. Again, Lylanthris, great creator. I'm expecting this to be... This looks a different map from their usual work as well, so it'd be interesting to see them do something a bit different. The BonBon buddies will be sent notifications. Hey guys, anybody else that wants to watch it, if you head on over to patreon.com/BonBonB and keep refreshing the page, you will get a link to the live stream when that goes up. That's just the way I'm doing things. There won't be any other reviews this week. The BonBon buddies voted in BonBonBingo, and all the other maps on the list basically got nothing in terms of votes. So clearly it was BonBonBingo. We're doing that one. And that is that. I've had a great time. Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. Thank you, Popular. I did see that. Sorry, Poplar. And I will see some of you very, very soon. Thanks for watching.
Come here now, girl.